is to measure the chest. You take the tape around the chest, you can call someone to help you, and you just make sure it's free the way you want it to be on your body. You can make it bigger than bigger, you can make it more fitted, but I like you to just make it free so you can actually go well on your body. Now the next is the neck. Around the neck, you want to get as close to the neck as possible. Don't make it tight, make it a little bit free, just a little bit free. The next thing to do is to measure the shoulder from one side to the other side. You measure the sleeve length also from that point of the shoulder to the tip of it, so where you want the length to be, your desired length. Next is the round sleeve. You take your tape around it and get your measurements. Make it free a bit. Next is the length of the shirt. Start from your shoulder at the neck side down to the waist. You stop at the waist. And from that waist, you can then add 7 inches or 8 inches to complete your length, to get a very good, nice shirt length. From your waist, you add 7 or 8. So I'm adding 8 to mine. So take note of that. Stop at your waist, then add 7 or 8. You can increase the length if you want, but to get a very good fit, it's good to stop at 8 or 7. Now it's time to get the pattern of this shirt. I'm trying to roll out all the parts, the four corners of the shirt, so I can start the marking. I'm marking at 2 inches first from one side. That's where the button is. Then I want to get the length, and that there is the chest length. The next there is the waist length. Now, how do I get that chest length? I divided the chest by 4 to get the chest length. Now, for the waist length, we already know what our waist length is when we're taking the measurement for the length of the shirt. Now for the neck, I'm going to add 2 inches and 2 inches in the both sides. Now you can see that I'll create a curved line. Now that line you see there is where the buttons are going to stay. I'm going to have inches extra, half inches for that button side. And also I'm going to extend the neck a bit. There's a lot of things I want to say about the neck, but I can't say that now. I just want to be straight. You can add more than 2 inches, and I just added because I'm still going to adjust the neck later. Now it's time for me to get the shoulder part. I'm going to divide the shoulder length by 2. Then what I get, I'm going to add half inches extra. Then I'm going to roll a line straight down to the neck. I kept 2 inches below from where I started from to get to that point. Okay, now we're going to we're going to join the shoulder down to the chest length. As you can see, then I'm going to get to my chest width. I'm going to divide it by 4. When I divide it by 4, I'm going to have half inches extra. I started my chest measurement, the width from the bottom line of the pattern. Then next, I went to that straight line that joined the shoulder to the chest length. Add 1 inches into the shirt. Then that 1 inches, I started my curve from the both side of the shoulder and the chest to get that curve that's going to pass through that 1 inches to give me that shape. Now next is to get the waist width because we didn't measure that. So from the chest, just minus half inches from the chest. Then that's what we're going to use as the waist. Also, if this video has helped you a little or more, anyhow, just do me a beautiful favor by liking and subscribing. Then you can join it with a line. Carefully draw the line down to from the chest down to the waist. You can use a ruler for it. I'm using my hand. Now is to get the down part of the shirt. I pick my measurement from the chest as well, and I added half inches extra to it. When I reduce it, that was for the waist, but for the hip, you have to add 1 inch, half inches extra. Then join it from the waist down to the hip. It's time for us to create that shape down the shirt. For the shape down that shirt, I took out 2 inches. You can take 2.5. Then I carefully create that shape for that down part, as you can see. This is time to cut the cloth. I'll just have to join to extend this neck to the other part, so I'll just have to cut that part that way. It's time to cut the back pattern using the front pattern. You can see the back pattern laying under the front pattern, and the starting point is from that where the button is going to be. The button line, that's why I started the back from. You can see it. Now next is to start to mark the back. I'm going to start from the neck part. I'm going to extend the back by 2.5. The back is always bigger than the front, so I'm extending it by 2.5. And from there, I'm going to mark my 2 inches, which I kept for the neck wideness. So I'm doing that. Next, I'm going to create a line that's going to drop at that 2 inches for the neck, which I'm going to just leave it there for now. After then, the same way I increased the back by 2 inches, I'm going to do it at the down part of the shoulder by this side. I'm going to add two and the I'm going to increase it by 2.5 also, as you can see. I'm going to do it also at the middle parts of the shoulder, so I can actually get a straight line when I'm rolling it. Now it's time to get the shoulder of the front pattern to the shoulder of the back pattern. I took my tape, I measured the shoulder of the front, and I'm using to replace the same in the back. You can see that I'm using this ruler to mark it. I'm also using the same to mark it at the shoulder of the back to get the same point. And that's the line there. Right now, we're creating the depth for the back neck. I'm taking 2 inches deep down, then I'm going to curve it to the other 2 inches also. So now I'm going to join the armhole. You can see I'm doing it. I'm taking it straight. It's not having the same curve just like the front. It's straight up to the shoulder. There's no curve like the front one I had. I took 1 inches. There's no curve. Just go straight up. Now it's time to cut it. This is the back pattern. This is both the front and back. This is just the front alone. Now it's time to cut the end part of the clothes. That's the sleeve part. First thing to do, I'm going to get my length of my sleeve, add half inches extra, that's for the allowance, and add 2 inches extra for the covering of the sleeve. Now for the armhole, the measurement I'm going to use the chest divided by 4, then also divided by 2. That's how I got that perfect armhole. For creating the curve, I marked the point there. That's about 4 inches both sides. Then I create that curve coming downward. 4 inches apart, 4 inches downward. Then that's the curve there. Next is the round sleeve measurement. I divide it by 2, then I get my marking, add my half inches extra, then I trace it from that point to the other side, and I trace the covering also in that V shape so it can lap very well when I'm sewing it. Now it's time to cut it out. Please, if this video has helped you in any way, even in a little way, just do me a favor and just like and subscribe to this page. Thanks. Now look at the covering part. I can fold it and it matches very well. This part I'm going to be cutting the collar. I'm going to roll a straight line downward, which where I'm going to start my collar from. I'm doing a two-piece collar, not just one. Two-piece collar. That's a straight line for the starting point. Also, I'm going to draw a vertical line up just to mark my starting point on both down and up and the top. Okay, now the round neck, I'm going to divide the round neck by 2, and once I divide it by 2, I'm going to place it there and get the marking. I'm going to add also at the ending, I'm going to add 3/4 or half inches extra just for the button space. Now next I'm going to get the first part of the collar. I'm measuring 1.5. You can measure 1.2, 1.4, or maybe 1.5, depending on how small you want that first collar to be. Next, it's time for us to create our shape of the collar. I'm going to mark the middle of that collar. Next is to reduce the down part of that collar by half inches, which I'm going to trace it down to that middle of that collar. Also, the top part, there will be a slight shape. Now it's time to cut the other collar part, that's the top part. I'm going to deduct, I'm going to take 1 inches away. For my marking, I'm going to start to place the collar, the top collar, the marking of the top collar. I'm going to create a slope shape, a diagonal shape, just a slight one, going up, starting from that 1 inches I marked. Next is to get the measurements for the other part of the collar. You can use 2 inches, you can use 1 3/4, but it should not be smaller than the first collar. Then this side you can use 3 inches, you can use 2.5, and that's fine. Then you carefully go with a straight line. Then from there you curve it upward a bit to that point. Please like and subscribe to my channel as a way to support my page. I'm going to cut it out and separate the collars from the two pieces collar from each other.